record. Now I use OneNote. I use OneNote for doing on a tablet here. And it works really well. So when everything works, everything works. Okay, this is the syllabus. Basically, there are two parts of the syllabus that students care about. How to get a hold of me and how do I grade? There's a whole bunch of other stuff in there that are required to be in a syllabus, like student learning objectives, cheating, what to do about cheating, a whole bunch of stuff. And students could care less about all that. So what I cover when I talk about the syllabus, which is available on Canvas, are those two things. Information about me and how I grade, okay? All right, now there are two documents. One is the lab and lecture schedule, separate from the syllabus. Some teachers combine them together. I don't, I like them separate. Because this way I can reuse the syllabus from semester to semester. I just change a few things and it's a done deal. Otherwise, because doing the lab schedule is a real pain. It takes hours. One of the things I love about teaching is lecturing and lab. What I don't like about teaching are grading papers and doing syllabus. Awful. Okay. All right. So to get a hold of me, I have two emails. I have a Gmail and I have a campus mail. The easiest way to get a hold of me is from Canvas. Just go to Canvas, message me. I will get it through Outlook. When I respond, you get it back in Canvas. You can also text me if you want. That phone number is right here. Yeah.
Are you also available to do that exact same email but directly through Outlook?
Yeah.
Okay, because I had to get to my history teacher, but he never responded. Because when we are done with class, it cuts you off from Canvas. Communications with the teachers.
Yeah.
So if you like had a question about like in a different class, you know, if you wanted to.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not that way. This is my
So you're pretty good at responding.
Yeah. Yeah, remember I said, what if I was in my class
Yeah.
and they didn't respond?
I wanted to get my history teacher Gary Joy to sign the one book I haven't gotten his signature yet. And so
Yeah.
luckily I'm having him this fall for history B.
You'll get to see him again.
No online, but I'll have Canvas opened up again for communication, so.
I don't know if you can use Canvas for this class to load other classes.
No, I mean like, because it cut me off because I was no longer in a class with him. So in the fall, when fall semester starts, I'll be in his class again. Therefore, communications will be reopened up between me and him.
Yeah.
Because we'll be in this, I'll be in his class.
Yeah, right.
And I don't want that to be a type of thing in all my other classes. It's a little bit.
I don't close my classes, so I don't know how long they're good for.
Well,
Terms of Canvas.
it's Canvas thing.
Right, that's what I mean, though. I don't know how long. That's why I save everything on YouTube.
Yeah.
So my videos are good for years. I was up in Washington, I taught at Tacoma Community College, and I had about 5 or 6 years of videos, and it was saved on their server. When I left, they said, "Have a nice day." That's Tacoma Community College's property. So I don't do that. I do it on YouTube, so on mine. And what's nice is you guys have access to them long after this. So if you're in 1A, and one of the topics you cover in 1A is writing a chemical equation and balancing it, and you don't understand the way the teacher's doing it, you just look up my video on it. Now, those are all available. And the way I label a video is what unit is it? What's the topic and the date? So you can look up how to balance equations 8 or 9 times because I have those videos backed up. And I don't do it the same way every time. I just do it the way it happens. I've been doing this. I've been teaching this class forever, teaching the biochemistry class forever, been teaching the Chem 1A class for, so everyone goes, why don't you have notes? I said, well, if you taught something for 25 years, you probably wouldn't have notes either. So, okay, so anyway, there are 2 lab sections, Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursday. So you're gonna have 2 labs a week, 4 lectures a week. Now, normally in the fall, it'd be half that. You have 1 lab a week, 2 lectures a week. Okay, because we have to cover the same material half the time. Okay, again, this is a non-transferable class designed to prepare you for 1A, 2A, 3A. Okay, of those 3, 1A goes the fastest. You're like, Chem A is covered in the first 2 weeks of 1A. Because they assume 2 things. One, it's a review, or you're extremely brilliant and you can handle it. So the dropout rate in Chem A is about half at the end of the semester, except for my Chem A students. So, and I'm around also. So if you want to come by and ask me questions or whatever, I'm fine. In fact, in this very room, during fall and spring, they have tutoring on Fridays from, and it varies. Normally it's like 10 to noon, 10 to 1, it varies. And there are usually about 4 professors in here. I teach on Friday, Saturday, so it won't be me. But there are 4 people here that can help you. So, and it's totally free, and there's usually food here as well. So why did you come in here and partake? Okay, so that's how to get a hold of me. You can text me, there's my phone number there. You can email me through either Canvas or Outlook. And now I need to communicate with 1 or 2 of you in case something happens. Like I'm late or there's an accident on the freeway or something like that. I just don't want to make so that that person can then communicate to the rest of the class that class is not canceled. I'll just be late for whatever reason. So if you're interested in doing that, let me know today or tomorrow. And okay, now how I grade. Let's go down to the grading section. Okay, so you're gonna have 4 tests. Yeah.
Good question.
So just to verify that classes are on Mondays and Thursdays. Labs are Mondays, Wednesdays.
Lecture is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Monday through Thursday.
Monday, yes. In here, 11 o'clock. And depending on what lab section you signed up for, it'll either be Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday.
Okay.
That makes sense? Okay, so you're gonna have a final, but it's gonna be the 4th test is your final. And it's not totally cumulative, but it's more than 1 unit. It's the 2 most important units, which is unit 2 and 3. Okay, you're gonna have about 12 labs, and they are worth 10 points apiece, not 15. And you're gonna have 2 things that are due next week. Easiest things in this whole class. One is a safety contract you're going to upload, and the other is a risk waiver that all students in the state of California have to sign. And that's just a upload. Maybe if you're slow, it'll take 30 seconds, and you'll automatically get 10 points. Easy points. There's 2 kinds of points in this class also, easy points and hard points. Easy points are the ones you should maximize because a point, an easy and a point and hard are both 1 point, totally equal. So maximize the easy stuff, go against the hard stuff. Hard stuff are the test points. Labs, I consider easy points. They're a lot of work, but they're not hard either. It's a matter of getting them done. And I'll go over, I have a whole lecture on what the lab write-up is and all that stuff. Yeah.
the risk waiver that was on Canvas, I filled that out already, but it's saying that it's late. There's like a big orange dial next to it saying it's late.
When did you try to upload it?
Yes. I just wanted to make sure that.
No, you don't worry about it saying late.
Okay.
Because I did some stuff on due dates last night. Actually, early this morning. I'm a night owl. I stay up very late. Last night I went to bed at 3, and my late wife. I've been married 3 times, and my late wife passed, but she was also a night owl. So we would always stay up frequently to the sunrise, and I teach afternoon, so I can sleep in. But I was updating Canvas last night, early this morning, which is after you tried to upload it. So ignore the lateness, okay? Glad you mentioned that there. So have you resubmitted it or
No, I haven't checked since. I just thought I would ask you about it today. I was like, it's not late, but.
Yeah.
Considering you just posted that.
it's a pain getting all these due dates? Because I usually give you a week to week and a half for any lab. So I have to make sure that the due date is after we do the lab. Now, we have 2 holidays also. We have Juneteenth. Who's heard of Juneteenth? Good. A couple of years ago, only one person in my class had heard of Juneteenth. And then we also have July 3rd off. Okay, 2 Thursdays. The problem with that is it messes up the lab schedule big time. So I'll show you in a minute here where it's challenging. You're gonna have to pay really close attention to the lab schedule between those 2 holidays, June 19th and July 3rd, because they're just all screwed up. And there's even an open lab I had to throw in just to kind of make things work. Then after July 4th, everything's fine. And before June 19th, everything's fine. It's just that transition between the 2 holidays. Pay close attention. And I'll show you the document in a minute. Now I want you to notice here. Notice to get an A, it's 89.5. The reason why it's 89.5 and not 90 is because I round up. Okay, so your goal in here is to get an 89.5. Now, up in Washington, they give pluses and minuses. They also give decimal grades. Down here in California, it's just A, B, C, D. So it's very different. But anyway, I do round up. So an 89.5 is the same thing as a 99. A's and A's and A. So that's why I have down here 89.5, etc. If you finish this class but do poorly, you will not get an F. Okay? If you finish it though, then you try and do everything, you won't get an F. Because this is a prep class. Its purpose in life is to help you into the next class. Okay. Okay. Usually a question comes up. Do you get a note card for the test? A 3x5 card? No. You just have to know everything. I don't believe in memorizing stuff either. Some teachers, unfortunately, make you memorize that. You know, you have something called a phone. So if you want to look up the molar mass of zinc, 4 seconds later, you've got it, instead of memorizing it, which you'll forget a week after this class is over anyway. So I don't believe in memorizing very much. There's a tiny, tiny bit, but not very much. I believe in how to use a tool, not memorizing data that you can look up easily. Okay? All right. So are there any questions about the syllabus? Your labs are worth 10 points, not 50. You see, this is left over from 4 semesters in this way. Okay. So let's go down to, okay, so this is the lab schedule and the lecture schedule. Both these are on modules and files under admin. Okay, I will try to stick to this as much as possible, the lecture. I've also corresponded what chapters we're working on in your book. You can get a digital version or a hardbound version or an old version. Guess which one I'm going to recommend? The old version. Always buy used books 3 versions back. I did a survey up in Tacoma on a class I was teaching. I waited to the middle of the quarter and then I looked for the textbook online. $4. Cost me $5 to ship it. $4 for that textbook. And it was a couple versions back. And chemistry doesn't change. I hate to tell you this, but publishers don't like to tell you this either, but it doesn't change. How to balance an equation is the same as it was 100 years ago or longer, actually. So that would how I would recommend getting your textbook for this class and any other class. You can buy the digital version and you can do mastering chemistry and all this stuff, and you'll end up paying like $200. $4. Who has the least amount of money in this country? Students.
I have autism, ADHD, OCD, and I suffer from severe depression, but that's thanks to the CA mental health of disabilities benefits, I get money for school books. So, and I have helpers online that we do for Google Meetings. So I'll probably get the digital so they can read it too. So I can share my screen.
Don't get the mastering of chemistry though.
Okay,
I have-
will you email me the one to get?
It's if you go to the bookstore, it'll show you.
Oh, okay.
It's divided by classes.
Yeah, my mom does that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I didn't want to get the book this year until I knew which one we were getting. Because a lot of times they end up telling us we have a free copy from like a website or something that I didn't know about, and apparently I rented the book already.
But I don't know about the free stuff.
No, apparently it's not happening in this class, but I didn't want to make the same mistake I made in art history Western. Because I had the hard copy rented, but they had a free website.
Yeah. There's Pearson does not have a free version. However, you know how the web is.
Yeah, but I can't do that because I get too tangented and then I go down
Well,
a
you get-
rabbit hole and then I get lost.
Right. You get the money for it anyway. So
Yes.
just keep that in mind though for
I think did I send you my
no.
accommodations letter?
I haven't got anything on anyone in this class.
I have to get that done then.
You can either send it to me or give it to me. Either way is fine.
Get digital. I'll send it.
Yeah, okay. All right. So test 1 tentatively is scheduled for Tuesday of that week. Now, this is the way I have the weeks. Like first week, 1A and 1B. 1A is the first 2 days of the week, 1B of the third and fourth day of the week. Okay. 8 weeks to the quarter or to the semester. So again, as I was saying earlier, dry labs are basically like a big worksheet. Wet labs, you're required to have a lab coat. This is mine. I'm a child of the 60s, so. And your goggles are the UVEX brand. Now, if you are strapped for money, let me know and I can get you goggles for sure. I don't know about a lab coat. And those will be on indefinite loan. Do you know what that means? I can't give it to you, but I can loan it to you forever. Okay. Now the reason why I want you to use UVEX brand is because they're safer. Back at Sac City, that's the only brand you can use in lab. Here you can use a bunch of different brands. It's must be chemical splash proof, but these are more comfortable to wear. Otherwise, if you buy the cheap ones, you can go to Home Depot and get them for $4, and you'll have nerd marks on your face, and they don't work as well, and they fog up and all stuff. So, and again, you can use these for your other classes as well. But again, if you're strapped for monies, let me know, and we can work something up. Okay, so this is the lab schedule, and this is available on Canvas. Everything, I don't like, at my house, there's not a piece of paper except for tests that I've been grading. Other than that, I digitize everything. I have a 2-bedroom place and I'm cluttery. My daughter comes over and she goes, "Dad, this place is a mess. Stuff all over the place." I have like 10 guitars and flutes, and I have a piano. So anyway, so everything I use is digital. Also, I provide extra work. I assume that students learn the way I learn. It takes me forever to learn anything. I'm not a very bright person. So, like for example, I'm learning a Edge of Night from the Lord of the Rings Pippin song. And I not memorized it yet. I've only played it about 150 times. I haven't memorized it yet. So with that in mind, some people, when they're learning chemistry, need lots of extra practice. So I provide that for you. I have a whole bunch of worksheets for you. A whole bunch with answers. Okay, so those of you who would like extra work, extra practice, students like paper better than digital also. Most students. And I don't know if it's because they feel the paper in their hand or what, but it's real interesting. I thought over the years that digital would be more popular, but it's not. Students like paper. Oh, yeah.
Since we already started out pretty through more hours, or I started getting ahead, so I figured, so I'd rather just do it, and also it helps with memorization, writing things out.
Well, okay, so on that topic, if you go to Canvas, Files, Unit 1, these are the worksheets. Whole bunches of them. Students like them. And you've got to download and print them, or you can download them online. Do them online, either way. But the bottom line is there's extra work for you. Okay, if you go
Just
to,
texted you the accommodations.
Huh?
Texted you the accommodations, sir.
okay. Yeah, I just felt it. If you go to modules, here's the high-risk waiver. Did you get it out of modules?
I got it out of the to-do.
On Canvas? Yeah. Okay, it's also available on both the safety contract and the waiver. Both of them are available on modules and files both. Now, modules are duplicate of files. So you'll find the same information on both. Videos are only available on modules. So the video for today, you go to modules. Unit 1. You go to the very bottom, and that'll be today's video. Okay? And if you want another version of today's lecture, you can go to one of these other dates. There's quite a few here. So here's, if you want to get ahead on the lab write-up, here's a video on the lab write-up. It's a very extensive, and what's nice about my lab write-up, when you get to 1A, it's going to be the same thing. If you get to 2B or 2A, it's going to be the same thing. 3A, it's the same thing. It's not like you'll be doing something different in any other class. It's exactly the same. I did that on purpose to prepare you what you're going to get in the next class. Also, it's been what I've been doing for decades anyway, so it works out well. Okay. Okay, are there any questions about any of the admin stuff? Pretty standard stuff. And as you go through the Canvas, you get a feel for how I've organized stuff. And okay. All right, let's see here. When you need to turn something in, like a high-risk waiver, you're going to go to your assignments now. Let me show you the student version of this. So this is what you were going to see. So you go down and find, like, for example, here's the lab safety contract. When you click on that, when you click on that, on your end, it'll prompt you for a file, and that's the PDF file. Okay. You're going to have to get a PDF scanner for your phone, or unless you have a page scanner at home. Everything is going to be in PDF or Word, Microsoft Word format when you upload it to Canvas. So basically, you're going to do your lab, scan it, click on the assignment, and it'll prompt you for a file, and that's what you upload. All the labs are that way, both wet and dry. The waiver is that way, and so is the lab safety contract. Now, you're going to have a drawer, and you're going to share it with someone else. So there's going to be two of you share the drawer. So that's what we need to do this week, is you're going to check out your drawer along with your lab partner. You're also going to practice opening your combination lock as well. Okay, so I think I've covered everything. I've tried to note everything, whether it's a dry or wet lab. When they send me the master schedule, none of that's labeled. It just, for dry lab, it just says paper. Not even which dry lab, just says paper. So I have to fill in which dry lab, it's a dry lab, it's a wet lab. Anyway, go on and on and on. That's why it takes so long. Okay. If you're going to do a lab coat decoration, you're going to click on this assignment, take a picture of it. Okay? Take a picture of it. If you're going to do the poster extra credit, you are going to do the same thing. Extra credit posters. Now, I'm going to give you a number. Let's say you do test 2, you did really poorly. And that's the one you want me to apply your extra credit to. Under extra credit poster test under grade, you'll see number 2. And that's the test I applied it to. I'm not going to do that till the end of the semester, because I apply it to the lowest tests. I mean, that makes the most sense. I can do it anytime you want me to do it, but it's better for you to do it at the end. Okay, so I think that's it for admin. How are we doing on top? All right, so I want to cover, are there any questions about admin stuff? Okay. So I'm going to end this session.